Kochie's Business Builders is proudly brought to you by our partners Dell, PayPal, KPMG and Amex, who are helping small businesses grow.
Coming up on Kochie's Business Builders, we call in an expert to help a design firm attract corporate clients. Meet an entrepreneur revolutionising the way women shop online for clothing, and how to hang on to your valuable staff. G'day, you're watching Kochie's Business Builders, where we love chatting about all things small business. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur, running a family business, building an empire, or just curious, you're in the right place. First up today, we meet Hub Interiors, a one-stop shop for commercial interior design. Hub Interiors offers an all-inclusive service, providing a designer, project manager, and builder for every fit-out project. Their award-winning designers create functional spaces to suit their clients' business, brand and team. Based in Perth, Hub Interiors have delivered over 420 office interior design projects right across WA. Keen to grow their business, they've been trying to expand their customer base through social media, but have had little success to date. So we put social media marketing expert Sandra Tricoli onto the case.
Hey, Sandra.
Nice to meet you.
How
are you? Nice to meet you. I'm
Lovely
Christian.
to meet you.
Thank you for coming to see us.
Oh, absolutely. Look at this place. It's absolutely beautiful.
Welcome to our home away from home, which is our new office. Yeah, look, we had to do a good job for ourselves being in the fit-out industry and show people and our customers what we can actually do.
Absolutely.
So we really enjoyed doing this, but...
and it doesn't even look like an office. It's got this beautiful feel and
That's
vibe
the key.
to it.
That is the key. So we'd love to, show you through a tour.
Oh, I would love to. Thank
Perfect.
you so much. Thank
Follow
you.
me.
I will do. Thank you. So I read on your website that healthy workplaces is extremely important. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Oh, absolutely. The first thing that comes to mind is staff retention. You'll have longevity with your staff if they really enjoy the space and work well. So some of the key things that we sort of keep in mind in design is natural light is a big one. So do everything you can to bring in as much natural light from the outside in. The next thing is acoustics. A lot of people don't put enough emphasis on acoustics in the office place. So we'll use a lot of softer furnishings and sound-absorbing materials, both on floors, walls and ceilings. And another important thing is breakout spaces for staff. So we've designed our office almost a third sort of fun area, a third workspace, and then a third meeting space. So we've really, I guess, pushed the boundary of the way we've used the space. A lot of offices these days will have, they'll design it for 1 per 10 square metres per person. It's just too tight. I think, especially with COVID and social distancing, we really need to start pushing that 1 to 12, 1 to 14.
Wow, what an impressive breakout area you guys have here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, look, it is definitely our favourite space of the office. We love being in this space, but also we love designing them for our clients.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and we've noticed that within our own team as well. I think the important thing is actually stopping to have a break, be it in this space or outside, get a bit of fresh air. It does make a big difference, yeah.
As commercial fit-out specialists and designers, I'm assuming that most of your clients are professionals and corporates?
Correct. And at the moment, we're hoping to expand that, and we would like to learn from you today, how do we communicate with that target audience across different social media platforms, and what is the most appropriate platform, and what type of language do we need to be using?
Based on your target market and who you're really trying to attract with Hub Interiors, my recommendation would definitely be LinkedIn, as that's heavily focused on business to business. So I would love to tell you a little bit more about LinkedIn and how that can assist your business. So why don't we go and sit down and have a bit of a chat?
Before the break, we met Hub Interiors, a Perth-based commercial interior design firm that's keen to expand their business across Australia. So we sent in social media marketing expert Sandra Tricoli to help. Let's take a look at how Sandra is assisting the design firm to raise their brand awareness and generate good sales leads through LinkedIn.
So to be successful in your marketing and marketing your business, you really need to enter the conversations of your customers and your clients. So one of the things that I always say is you've got to identify what are the top 3 solutions that you're offering. Every successful business is a solution to someone else's problem. So what are the solutions that you're offering? And I guess that brings me to the question of who is your ideal client?
It's a range.
But you would say it's more business owners.
Definitely business to business orientated, more so than business to consumer.
One of the biggest mistakes that I've come to realise with businesses is that they don't really have a strategy up front when it comes to their social media. They just post randomly. They go, oh my goodness, it's Wednesday, Thursday, haven't posted anything, let me just chuck something on there. My advice would be, in order for you to really create a really strong presence online with your business, you need to have a strategy and you need to have the objectives that you're wanting to achieve with this strategy, and also be adaptable to the market. Because what happens is the market is changing so quickly, social media platforms are changing so quickly that if you're not adapting your language and you're not adapting your social media posts, then you lose that traction. So I guess that brings me to, what would you say would be your marketing objectives with your business?
Really solidifying that brand awareness and who we are in the marketplace. So what would your suggestion be to us, and what would the messaging be that we would need to get across to those people?
My recommendation would be LinkedIn is a fantastic social media platform for you to be utilising because it is the #1 business-to-business platform. Start posting regularly on LinkedIn, start connecting with the right people on LinkedIn, and also sharing valuable content that is going to position you as the authority, that is going to give you the brand awareness. In fact, it takes people 16 touch points to make a decision to go ahead with your brand. So if you think about it, LinkedIn is one touch point. A blog is another touch point. You're even commenting on someone else's post. That is a touch point as well. So it's important that we diversify these touch points, because what that does, it builds trust with the followers, with the connections, and by them building trust and you building trust with your brand, they're a lot more likely to want to reach out to you and actually connect with you.
Thanks, Sandra. One question I've got as designers and my team of designers, we're always researching how to keep ahead of the curve, and we're always researching products and new materials. Is that the sort of content that we could share with potential LinkedIn customers?
Absolutely. By sharing your insights and information, you showcase that A, you're innovative, B, you're staying ahead of the trend, and C, you're educating your followers. So by educating them, you become the authority. By becoming the authority, you become trusted. By being trusted, people want to deal with you. The way that social media, in particular LinkedIn, works is that you want to showcase your capabilities. And one of my biggest bits of advice is quality over quantity. Quality content attracts quality clients. On LinkedIn, there's so many different ways that you can post an article, you can share your blog on there, you can share a video. So there's really such a great array of content that you can share on there that I wouldn't be limiting myself to just one, because it keeps it more interesting. So that would be my advice.
Sandra, that's great, because we often don't talk too much about social media and the impact that can really help our business.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
the information you provided has been fantastic.
So thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Hub Interiors have some terrific ideas for designing workplaces that are beautiful, functional, and meet COVID social distancing regulations. Expertise many companies need right now. We wish them all the best with expanding their business right across the country and supporting more Aussie companies through the pandemic. Now, here's Steve Liddell from Street Science, our finalist in our Innovators competition, with his advice on finding and implementing the right software solution for your business needs.
G'day, I'm Steve Liddell, founder of Street Science. We're a team of scientists and educators who travel all around the country getting kids excited about learning science. We do that by rolling into schools, community events and festivals with fireballs, with liquid nitrogen, and we teach the Australian curriculum and we bring it to life. A tip that I've got for business owners would be to not just surround yourself with really good people, but surround yourself with really good technology as well. We changed the way we do business a couple of years ago by implementing some brand new software called ServiceMate. It was an Australian-made piece of software that enables us to manage our clients, our staff, and the locations where we do business. This piece of software allows us to look at where our staff are going, what equipment they're going to require, and what the facility may look like ahead of time. It also has the added benefits of managing our invoicing as well. So you don't just need great people in your business, you need great technology as well.
Welcome back. Across the next few weeks, we'll be devoting our Entrepreneur in the Spotlight segment to several female founders who are really shaking up the business landscape across Australia. The series is brought to you by the Dell Women's Entrepreneur Network. Joining me now is Dell Technologies Ambassador and serial entrepreneur, Jo Burstyn. Jo, I understand our first female entrepreneur has capitalised on an exciting opportunity to revolutionise the way women shop online for clothing.
Thanks, David. Yes, that's right. Sarah Neal launched Miss Tyler just over a year ago and has since built a loyal community. Her fashion tech platform uses influencer body types to match clothing to women of all shapes and sizes. We spoke with Sarah to find out how the app came about and discover the exciting opportunities ahead as she prepares to expand the business globally.
Hi, I'm Sarah, the founder and CEO of Miss Tyler. Miss Tyler is a fashion app that allows you to match with women that look similar to you. So you download the app, you put in some details like your height, your size, your bra size, your colouring, and then we have a fit algorithm that applies a fit score to match you to contributors. So fashionable women who are showing you different outfits and their fashion wins. And then you can go through and follow the people whose style you like. So you might not like the style of your body double, but you might like the style of somebody lower down. But then you can see all their body data to see how you match up. Most of these women we find through Instagram because these are women who are already posting great photos of outfits they love. So they already are comfortable with posting great quality photos and fashion. So we really have a diversity of age, height, shape, size, colouring, ethnicity, and the women are from all over the world. My background is marketing, and I spent 10 years client side and agency side digging into consumer insights, understanding problems, and figuring out how to communicate our solution or how to make our solution better. Sometimes I think the best innovations come from people outside of the industry because when you're in the industry, you're so close to fashion, and I guess people that are in fashion love style, love fashion, know the trends, you know, are intimately involved in it. So they might be missing the idea that for some of us, it's not that easy. We did this initially just with family and friends, and then when we were more confident, we turned it into a web quiz and we launched it on Facebook. Within a couple of months, we had 36,000 women put in all their body data and give us their email address. So we really had really early traction that this was interesting to women and we were onto something. We then had our big launch in February, which was when we unveiled our contributors. Since then, we've just hit last week 100,000 downloads of our app. This type of business, it has network effects. So we have an app that is valuable in terms of the product, but really the value is the network. The value is the community. At the moment, we have about 29% of our users are in Australia, 26% are in America, 4% are in Canada, and 20% are in the UK. So we're already really global, but we're under-indexed on contributors because we're based here, so it's just easier for us, like word of mouth and networks, to grow contributor base here. So far, we've raised $1 million of seed capital, which has been incredible, and it's allowed us to get to the point that we're at now, and we still have a good runway for me to be able to go to US and take us to the next stage. At the moment, we're a team of 10. We have 3 developers in regional New South Wales. We have people in Hong Kong, the Philippines, Byron Bay, and Sydney. Everybody in our team knows how much money is in the bank, what our runway is, what we're focused on. For each person in the company, what their key goals are. I definitely believe in transparency and openness, and I love people having the full context because I think as well they can make better decisions. If we can do a job of helping women connect to clothes that do fit, then we're really helping everyone in the ecosystem. So we're not competing with brands, we're not competing with influencers, we're connecting the community in a way just to remove that inefficiency. So in 5 years, we have projected that we will have 20 million users being served by 400,000 contributors, generating $1.2 billion of gross merchandising value.
Coming up, after the break, we hear why Aussies are feeling so burnt out, plus we uncover funding solutions for small businesses and startups looking to grow. Since the pandemic began, Australians are feeling more time stressed than ever. Research from Adobe has uncovered Aussie workers are now amongst the most stressed in the world. More than half of staff and 62% of small business owners are now working longer hours than they would like, and 2/3 are feeling burnt out from their efforts. Plus, a massive 74% say this terrible work-life balance could be a reason to leave their jobs. So if business owners want to hang on to their staff and improve their own well-being, what can they do? Here to help me answer this question is Tracy Rennie, founder of Yo Life, Australia's first marketplace for local and independent health and fitness brands. Tracy, thanks for joining us. What are some simple steps small business owners can take to improve their health and well-being?
Thanks, David. Look, there's a lot of things that we're seeing out there that employers are doing for their employees to reduce burnout. The real main thing here is to understand what is going to help that employee get through, I guess, some of this burnout that we're experiencing. You know, you mentioned that before, that 1/3 of SMB leaders have really struggled with employee burnout. It's leading them to make those changes to retain those employees.
When lockdowns are forcing so many of us to work from home, how can we improve that work-life balance when work is sort of literally based at home now, has come into our life and been more intrusive?
There's 3 pillars that I believe are really, really important for everybody, a leader as well as a worker, and that is, to exercise, to watch what we're, look at our nutrition, what are we eating, and also to connect. I think it's really important, and especially at this point in time, to connect with our workers. That connection is really, really important these days, whether that be a trivia, an outdoor meeting, opposed to just always being indoors, really looking after each other.
Some great advice, Tracy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
And finally, for today's Ask Kochie question, Fleur Chambers is keen for some advice around funding for her startup.
Hi Kochie, my name's Fleur Chambers and I've created a meditation app called The Happy Habit. I realise if I really want to expand my app in terms of regular updates and marketing, then I might need to look into some external funding. So my question for you is, what are the pros and cons of government funding versus private funding? And where would you go to start this process of inquiry? Thanks so much.
Thanks for that great question, Fleur. And to help me answer it, I'm joined by funding expert Irene Sang, founder of Lift Women. Irene, thanks for joining us. Now, what types of government funding is available for startups looking to grow?
So basically, every single state, they have their own government offer supporting the local startup. On top of that, the federal government sometimes have some government grant launched in the national level as well. If you are solving a particular social problems, for example, like mental health, you can also look for specific grant that's supporting this kind of good social cause. And another thing is government also support a grant for female only. So like recently, they actually increased the grant to support female founders. So they have a boosting female initiative. So number one is there is a grant and program finder by business.gov.au. There's another one which is Grant Connect, which is by the grants.gov.au. So these two grant funders are quite useful tools.
So what are the benefits of going for funding with private investors instead?
If you go to the private investor, you may have a little bit more flexibility. The reason I say that is when you apply government grants, they usually have a co-payment arrangement. So for example, government will pay only up to a certain percentage of your projected expense or your project cost. But when you look for private investor, they usually do not have this kind of co-payment arrangement.
And where can Fleur find out about investment opportunities?
There are actually traditional way and non-traditional way. So when we say traditional way is you look for angel investor who is willing to invest in early stage startup. You can look for venture capitalists. They usually look for more matured and established startups. A non-traditional way is crowdfunding. So there are three types of crowdfunding that you can consider. The first type is reward crowdfunding, which is actually basically telling the community that this is what you're providing and ask them to support you. The second type of crowdfunding is equity crowdfunding. You tell a big group of people what you're trying to do and you ask for money. The third type is debt crowdfunding. It's basically borrowing and lending.
Great tips, Irene. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And that's all we have time for today, but we'll be back next week with more impressive Aussie entrepreneurs sharing their secrets to success. In the meanwhile, why don't you pop onto our website, kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au, where there's plenty of tips, tricks and information to help you build your business. Catch you next week.